Hi, if you've got to this video, then I am assuming that you would like to try a tapping session and you are wondering what happens in a tapping session and the amazing things that you can achieve by having a tapping session. So I'm going to cover that now, and I hope that this really helps you, but I encourage you to think of any questions as we go along, and if you can think of anything that you'd like to ask me, then please send me a post message on Facebook. My Facebook page is Feel Free Faster, or you can contact me via email from my website www.feelfreefaster.com. All my details are there, and my phone number as well. So yeah, what do you want to achieve from the tapping session? And my guess is, if you're coming to me, then you are wanting some sort of change in your life, and you've been looking you're wanting something different. So often people come to me and they have dis-ease, or they have stress, or they're looking to create more happiness in their life, or they're not happy with where they're at financially, or how their business is going. So there are many, many reasons that people come to see me, and there are many reasons that people use this tapping process in their life, because basically what it is it's changing the neural pathways that connect the mind to the body. Now, how the mind is connected to the body through the subconscious mind over time, over the many years that we've been alive, we have started connecting our neural pathways up and hardwiring our brains, basically, and the habits that we've got from our childhood and through our lives have formed our personality, formed basically who we are, and the thoughts that we have about ourselves on a daily basis. And if you've developed things like anxiety, or things that you feel aren't serving you anymore, and these are holding you back, then tapping can certainly help with that. If you're in business and you're just, the stress of all the things that you need to get done is overwhelming, so maybe you're in a state of overwhelm, or you have procrastination issues, then tapping can certainly help with those things as well. So it really is about changing how your mind and body connect to each other, and changing the ways that you do things that don't serve you. So it can be used for almost anything. And it really is life-changing. So the outcome that I wish for you, and that I presume that you're looking for, is to get what you want. So getting what you want is really what I'm about. And I use a process in the session that is all about that. It is all about getting you the life you want, getting you the feelings in your body that you want, getting the thoughts in your mind that you want. And by having those thoughts, by having those feelings, then that will help you to achieve in your life things that you can't even imagine now. Like things will become apparent to you that you may have thought were impossible before, because when you had a thought about them, you felt a certain way. And when that gets taken away, it's like a world of possibilities opens up to you. So the session is really about getting you what you want. And I hope that sounds good. Sometimes that can sound a little scary. People think, oh, wow, if I could just have what I want. So so we work on the resistance. We have sometimes this fear of success. What if we did have everything that we wanted? What would be some of the resistances around that? What would be some of the fears around that? So there are also, it can work both ways. The mind can have, the mind doesn't understand the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So really the only thing that is real is this present moment. It's me sitting here, feeling the ground beneath me. It's feeling the wind on my face. That is the present moment. Everything else isn't real. So, but the mind doesn't know that. If you go into a scenario, say you want to be this amazing public speaker and you want to spread your message and you want to be really good at that, then, but you have these instances in your life and you have times in your life when you felt a lot of shame or embarrassment, maybe particularly around a time when you had to get up and speak. And so that that memory that you're holding in your mind can often hold you back, and it's very obvious. And people say who have phobias, people have fears of things like fears of spiders or fears of snakes. You'll be able to go back through the times in their life when they've had bad experiences around those events, and you'll definitely notice that there's a pattern in how they've picked up that fear. So what we do in the session is we work with those fears. We work with resistances to getting what we really want, getting the feelings we want, getting the thoughts we want about ourselves, getting the self-acceptance, the self-worth, self-confidence that we need to really move our lives forward in the way that we want. So yeah, so that is what I'm doing. Now, what do I use in the session? I use tapping, and tapping is working on the meridian points in the body. So it is connected to the organs that produce the chemicals. So when you have a thought in your mind, the body produces a certain chemical to make you feel the fear. Now, the tapping is it stops that process. So it makes the brain divert to somewhere else. It gives it another possibility. It decreases the stress. So you're having the thought, but all of a sudden your brain just cannot access your brain can't access the feeling anymore, is what happens. So because it can't access the feeling anymore, in the example of the public speaker, they're able to go out now and do their public speaking, and they don't have that feeling. The feeling is what stops them. So if you don't have the feeling, then you can do it, So it's really, really simple, but it works. And it's sort of something you have to experience to understand. So the mind is holding pictures, it's holding sounds, it's holding events, it's holding memories, and it's linking those up to emotions in the body. Now, when we start to change how that is represented and change how the brain fires when it feels those emotions, and then we start to actually get it to feel good emotions. And so imagine if you could actually see yourself going out and doing public speaking and just feeling fantastic about it, feeling inspired, feeling all fulfilled, feeling purposeful, feeling all the feelings that you'd like to feel around it. So that is really my goal, is to get you to understand how you would like to feel around these things, how you would like it to look, and be able to actually see those future scenarios in your mind without any resistance at all. So we work with resistances to future scenarios. We work with the emotions that are holding certain holding patterns in place in the body and mind, so that the pattern of anxiety or the pattern of panic or the pattern of overwhelm tends to repeat itself. So we work on all of those things. I also use, and the tapping is brilliant at that, I also use a process called neuro-linguistic programming, and that is kind of like visualization techniques. And I use the words that you give me. I try very much, part of our process is not to use our own words. We're using what you give us to change, and we're just using the tapping And we're using techniques like we can run pictures backwards, we can get you to do all sorts of things in your mind, bring in other things that make you really happy that you can see there with the particular memory. All sorts of things that we do, which we get, well, you will actually do them. So, and they're all to try and make you feel happier, and they do make you feel happier. They do actually change everything about how you represented that in your mind, and then how the body has been programmed to respond to what's happening in the mind. So that is what happens in the session. So people go through the neural pathways can be changed quite significantly. People have different reactions. Some people are very tired afterwards and they need to go and sleep, and most people feel lighter, but some really it takes them a few days, and they're just like processing, and they just in a different place, because you really have changed the whole way that your body used to do things. So there is a bit of a changeover process, and that's why I like to keep teaching you how to tap, because as we change, we also go into where you might be going into situations where you're not in your comfort zone anymore, because you've been used to feeling a certain way, and even people around you are used to you responding in a certain way, and you're not responding like that anymore. You're calm now, instead of where you might have arced up. And if you've got children, they're going to pick up on this very quickly, because we get into patterns of behaviour around the people that we are with all the time, and when they don't see you react, they sometimes they think, oh well, it's coming, or there's something wrong here, or they'll think there's something wrong with you. So there's a process of moving through that as well. Change is it's a process, and it opens, but it does open you up to just another world of possibilities. Your creative mind becomes just so much more active. So the solutions that you couldn't see to things before become more apparent. So even in that scenario, maybe with your kids, where they think you're not responding a certain way, you will know something to say. You will, where you didn't before, where you might have responded with a certain tone of voice and got angry and really didn't know where that was coming from. That now you're able to just be calm and to just respond in a way that you really are much happier with. So it's really an incredible process. I really encourage, I'd love everyone to try it. I'd love everyone to understand just how possible it is to change ourselves, to change how we react to things, to change our future, to change everything about what we do. And as we change who we are, then we can change the life that we have. So we can become wealthier, we can become healthier, we can become better partners, better mums, better family members, and everything just keeps getting better and better. So yeah, really, I strongly encourage you to give this a go, and and at least keep learning as much as you can about it. Thank you.